There's a lot of things you want to be in Summoner's Rift. You don't want to be popped. That is not the good stuff for you for
Popping off,
sure.
maybe, but not
Look
popped.
at that Hex Tech Dragon. Look at the fly in there. Wow.
Oh my goodness. Look at this adjusted 5-stack in the bot side. They're trying to catch them on the rotation out, but
Whoa.
Lux E lands onto nobody. And it currently looks like B-Voy. Hang on. No,
B-Voy.
that must just be because they're standing on top of each other. For a second, it looked like B-Voy was playing Lux and Damage was playing Caitlyn, but like it's fine. They were just on top of each other. They've not completely gone nuts. But Damage will take up a spot in this brush, and given that there's a ward in the middle brush, Furia must know he's there.
They must, right? There's no way they don't. You did see on your screen earlier the only Maokai loss in CBLOL is Karaoke. He's got a win on it too. So, coin flipping
Yeah.
back and forth there. Wiser with the Cassante. Split games there as well. Isn't doing too bad. Pause comes out, and you got to see no one has played a game on any of these champions except Envy has one victory. Back to an interview here on your screen, and we'll see if we can get through this pause in just a little bit. If it's me, I think that's Damage saying, wait a second. Nah, there's no way I missed that E.
Yeah,
There's
hang
gotta be
on.
some issue.
Check the tapes.
I
They
don't
were
miss
all there.
E's. Yeah.
Not this skill's unmissable. There must be some funny business going here. Check the USBs, check the slots, check the PCs. Something's gone wrong here.
There's
But yeah, I
something
mean,
wrong with my mouse.
yeah, starting without the binding. Surely the binding is what you start with a level 1 to try and
I,
actually
for a
root them.
5-stack? Yeah, if you're 5-stacking down bot lane, yeah, start the route. What are we doing?
Yeah,
But
I'm not sure what's going on there, honestly. They had an interesting way of approaching it and didn't really get too much out of it, so they will just step away. And Pain Gaming are going to come back with that Caitlyn Lux. Now, we'll see how they do into the Varus Karma. Of course, as you said before, both heavily ranged. The Caitlyn Lux potentially able to get more done early on, but that Varus damage is so good. I feel like it really just comes down to actual skill shot landing in this duo, right? If damage actually lands the E, maybe it works out in the trades. Or if the Varus actually connect from Trigo, this could go either way, I think.
back on the Rift for some heavy trading. Quite a bit of damage under damage. And you like to see that. Redbird is solid support. We've seen some big performances from Redbird in the past. Oh my goodness. He's taking the damage now.
Yeah, he's got this. He's fixed this mouse. The pause has happened. He's fixed this mouse, and now the E's are landing. That's
I guess.
problem solved.
The
Yeah.
E's certainly are landing. They are
Oh, there you
dealing
go.
the damage. Man, oh man. We talked about that range discrepancy a little bit between these two bot lanes. Damage and B-Void just have the range, right? I think when you talk about two long range bot lanes, certainly you could trade back and forth, but those Luxies are unparalleled as far as damage is concerned. Fighting mid lane here. Back
Yeah,
and
we're not
forth.
really sure what's. Oh my goodness,
Oh,
Redbird takes a fatty chunk, and Karaoke's in the area now. Goot is on the bottom side. They might be looking to contest this blue buff, but Karaoke's not careful. He has been spotted out, so they know what's going on here. There's a threat only, and they will just take the information and step back. But we'll see if either of these junglers are able to make anything stick. Maybe Goot is going to power farm. Maybe Karaoke, in fact, is going to look for a gank in the mid lane, but he's going to get spotted out once again, and it is just tension as of yet. Goot now maybe looking to try and break that one. Comes in with the QE combo, stacking up with the auto attacks. Just a trade back as the sapling will chase Goot back into his jungle.
this is a little bit of the misunderstanding, I think. This isn't a 3v1 or a kind of situation like that where you can invade on the Diana. Diana can fight you early, I think, if you're the Maokai and perhaps just needed to keep farming there rather than push in and look for all of that tracking. I think Good is just farming to 6 predominantly, but kind of a Wukong situation where, you're a tank jungler, you're trying to fight this Diana who has these skirmishing abilities pre-level 6 and is only really farming so that she can skirmish a 3v3. It doesn't mean you're losing the 1v1, right? Diana certainly wins that. So just going to clear the camps up pretty easy and keep a really big lead over Karaoke, a 2-camp lead.
Yeah, really pushing that one. Hasn't been punished thus far. We saw Envy committing, jumping forward onto Ninkado, sidestepping away from the gravity well, and they are trading fairly evenly. But if Tristana gets a lead, there's a lot of snowball potential there, and we can see the observers pointing out the vision that Pain do have in the jungle. They really are trying to
Nice
keep
ward.
track of where Goot is early, and I think it is interesting, as you said, like normally you'd expect a Diana to farm to 6 instead of really doing that much early. So the fact they're investing so much in tracking them is interesting in itself.
They just want to keep an eye on that number, right? As soon as
Mm.
Good hits that level 6, they can start going for objectives. If Good doesn't have the 6, then the opposite is true. Um, and that's really all the information they're looking for there. Um, and yeah, Good is actually going to skip off of Krug, so not a lot of information on that side. Interesting pathing to be sure. They're going to end this top side little mini clear up at the Krugs as Cassante takes the back and shows off for her level 4.
Yeah, are going to keep climbing up in the levels. Has got the Dark Seal ready as well, ready to start stacking up that damage. And when we get the level 6, when we have, we have the Hextech Ultimatum from FNB, we've got the Eclipse from Goot, we've got Envy looking with the ult for the extra damage and the resets as well. We could start to see this top side really explode for Furia, but as of yet, right now, it is just Pain accruing small advantages in the laning phase, mostly in top and bot, as we can see in CS difference. And this Caitlyn Lux is working out pretty darn well so far. They are winning using that range advantage and just landing the skill shots when they need to.
Ooh, damage taking a bunch of it
Oh,
there.
well, hold up. Furia.
Good
They'd be
level
sick
5.
of
There's
this
no
down bot
vision
lane.
in that tri-bush, yeah.
Yeah, B-Boy, is he going to place it? He's going to pull the recall there. We'll be able to interrupt him at the very least. So we're stepping away from the tower. B-Boy, you don't want to be there!
No!
Knocked away by Tristana, level 6, and the first blood gifted to Trigo as well.
Yeah, that's just kind of a Grevthar moment, right? We're walking off into the darkness. Don't like that. Do not like that whatsoever. Good, almost level 6 now as they push on this objective. And B-Boy, of course, back at the fountain here. They'll take this one down, perhaps for free. Karaoke's in the wings trying to get in here. He's 1v4, though.
Yeah, I don't know about this. Is if he goes for this trade, I feel like he's not making out alive. It's going to go for the sapling steal, which would have been insane if it had worked out. But I guess you got to go for it. Still, just keeping an eye on who's going where. But that is going to be Furia completely evaporating those early leads in the bot lane for Pain. Evened up the gold, kill for Trigo. He hasn't even spent that money yet. It's going to go back and feel the power of that extra money right now. As FNB and Weiser, they're just kind of chilling. Cassante is Cassanteing all over the place, and Camille's not really scaled up yet.
Certainly, if you're going to feel something, you should feel the power of having extra money right now. I think
Mm.
that's one of the better things you can feel. The reset from Good comes through, still not level 6, but they have the map control, I think, to fight over most of these objectives. We're approaching 8 minutes into the game, Trajan. You know what that means, Trajan. Ask me what it means, Trajan.
Axe, what does it mean?
It means Rift Herald, Trajan. Rift Herald's going to spawn
There
here
it
in 8
is.
minutes, and
Yeah.
that will be something both of these junglers are angling for here. Goot, especially as they get that ultimate ability through and are able to skirmish much more effectively. They should have that up here for the 8-minute Rift Herald spawn. Now, all that talk,
Yeah.
Trajan, this happens frequently in CBLOL, is that sometimes they build up this 8-minute mark, and then it just doesn't happen. So I hope that's not where we're at right now in the game, but
It
we'll
does seem
see.
like the pings are coming out. So
The
there is
pings!
definitely they've got vision coming out at least. So maybe not exactly on 8 minutes, but I think it's definitely on the minds of both teams. And I think if you're Furia, you've got the Tristana Diana combo. There it is, level 6. You can see it on your screens. They've got that mid duo combo ready to full engage. And Dinkado has been managing the lane very well, but ultimately, if he gets engaged on, he's gonna have to flash or die. As Karaoke making a play onto bot side, gets the cleanse out of the virus, and look at the burst onto the karma, eliminated without question. B-Boy gets one of his own.
Really nicely done there from the Caitlyn. B-Boy pulling up the good stuff. Certainly, Goot doesn't solo this on Vision, right? That's not going to happen, right?
Hey,
Uh,
that's
who's
before
going
our
to
very
stop
eyes.
Goot? Yeah. Wow.
Here it
Well,
is. And I guess so yeah, Herald for a kill onto B-Boy and maybe plates on bot tower. I guess it's a you think the math checks out on that one?
hmm. Interesting question. We'll have to find out ourselves here in just a little bit. I don't think the math is mathing personally, but we'll see where the Rift Herald crashes and what Tristana is able to potentially do with it. Good, like
Yeah.
invading now, I guess.
Yeah, just going for it. And I guess in this level 6 state with
Full
the
sending.
alternator completed, I don't know if they win this 1v1. I'm honestly not really sure. I mean, Karaoke does have the red buff, which would help, but so does Goot, and Messi maybe just don't want to find out. Goot is going to get that buff and slip away. The Diana jungle is pretty nifty around the jungle. A lot of pathing and wall jumping you can take with this pick using the vision from Q, so we can see why it was so popular for so long, right? It's very efficient getting around that space.
Certainly. I'm going to call Good a little bit late on that play. I think he did wait for level 6, which is certainly disciplined, but ended up not really needing 6 and was kind of like a few steps behind the play to the point where they were taking Wolves and Blue at the same time. But he gets away with it, and that makes it okay, right? I think if you take Furia and drop them at MSI, this does not work whatsoever, but we're not in MSI. We're at the bottom of CBLOL standings. And
Yeah.
that's just the kind of gameplay we're getting right
Yeah,
now.
we got time to spend. We've got
We
improvements
do.
to be had, games to play,
There's
vods to
time.
review. And there is time, and we are going to see who's going to use that time most wisely here between Pain and Furia, both struggling to make the impact so far in Split 1. But both could start that turnaround now with a win over a very strong team of Splits past. As Pain Gaming coming out the game strong, 1,000 gold ahead. They are down a dragon, but those solo lanes, Dinkado and Wiser, we saw previously, both ahead, top in the gold charts right now on the Rift.
Certainly looking that way so far, Trajan. They're setting up the vision here as the dragon spawns. And will it be able to lock up this play good with the first fight, potential fight of this game with the ultimate available? And they're level 8, so it hits pretty hard. Got the items in hand
Yeah.
and all that good stuff. They're going to drop this Rift Herald, rotate back over the dragon. I'm calling my shot. Calling my shot. Drop that Rift Herald. Come
Call it.
on now.
Go on, Goot. Oh, Goot
Go ahead
doesn't
and drop
doesn't
it.
seem.
All right.
Whenever you're ready, Goot. Whenever
Well,
you're ready. If you're feeling about dropping it, still time.
good
Still time to drop
please.
it.
All
It's
right.
going back to
Nope.
mid lane. Could still drop
Cool.
it.
We're just gonna give the
Looking.
dragon here. We're actually resetting. Okay. Cool. 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 Awesome.
Maybe
I
we
don't
just
need
go farm
dragons.
Raptors. Maybe we
Do you
farm
need
Raptors
dragons?
instead. There we go.
Trajan,
Nah,
ask
I
me
don't
if I
think
need
so.
dragons.
Axeman, Axeman, do you need dragons?
I don't. I guess. I guess I don't need
No, I
them.
guess you and
Karaoke
Goot
would
are
like some.
aligned on that one. Yeah, Goot's just going
Maokai
top lane,
just
so
solos this dragon. I'm gonna lose my mind.
we're just soloing heralds, we're soloing dragons. We
Ah.
don't contest today, right now. There's a lot of non-contesting going on the Rift in CBLOL this fine Saturday afternoon/morning, depending on where you are. As Goot might just drop the herald in top lane and just throw the whole plan out. As Wiser, if you're gonna try and slow him down, he does have his mythic already done, and you got to try and get FNB back off the launch pad, so to speak. You can give him some herald gold, I suppose.
The massive team fight ultimate junglers into zero team fights pre 15 pipeline is so toxic, and I hate it.
I
It
do feel
is.
like if Furia just took 4 people and walked up to Dragon, there was nothing Pain could do about that. I feel like Furia would crush a 4v4 right now with the tools they
Yeah.
have, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong.
No. No,
Maybe
you
maybe
have
Pain
to
would
be
pick
right.
them.
There's no
I don't know.
way.
So yeah, they are just going to get shoved around, and they are pushing back onto Trigo and Redbro. Obviously, they did find the early success in the 2v2, but now Pain have been investing Karaoke's down there, and they've got that Bloodthirster rush for B-Boy as well. This is becoming a lot more popular in the bot laners on this patch.
It certainly has. I see this more than anything else, I would say. Very strong coming through for him here. We got the Proxima Partija coming up for you. And hey, your guess is as good as mine. Is that the next game? That's the next game. Okay, cool.
Next game.
Awesome. Awesome. Figured it out. Context clues, so important. And that would be Dudzaboy and Netsuno, right? Maybe?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. See, I got it. Hey, stick with me. I got this.
He's got facial recognition. He knows what's going on here.
100%. I got some facial recognition for sure. FMB topside down 30 CS. Weird FMB game. I don't know if I like FMB like this. He's just like playing a disciplined Camille game. Um, it
Yeah.
sucks. It kind of sucks.
This is not the FMB that we fell in love with, It's just not the same guy, and I don't know if the relationship's going to last in this state. I'll be honest, but FNB is getting somewhat clapped by Wiser. Obviously, Cassante is good, but Wiser we haven't seen as much of, and kind of FNB as well. Both of these staples of the top lane in the CBLOL from past splits are really struggling, but today Wiser certainly getting the best of it.
getting the best of. He's got the CS leans up top. I gotta say, I think I prefer 0-6 Tryndamere FMB to this. I
Wow,
think most
that's
would probably take 6-0 Tryndamere
that's my
FMB over
favorite.
this.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I would take the 0-6 at this point. At least there's more
Yeah.
fighting, and FMB gets more of the action. But yeah, just kind of a slow Camille game, waiting for that late game to come through. And hopefully he can carry his team at that stage of the game. Trying something new, I think, is what we're going for with FMB right now.
Yeah. What if
On
I just didn't do
characteristic.
anything?
Yeah,
You
what
know,
if I
what
did
if I?
nothing and then late game, then I won the game?
Yeah. I mean,
Because that's
there's
when
an
the
angle.
nexus is exposed, right?
There's
So
certainly an angle. Don't waste your time fighting when there's towers in the way. That's just really just too much effort. Like you can't even win the game off the fight. So why are you fighting? You know.
why are you fighting? Yeah, it doesn't make sense. Painter up top
That's,
side, taking this Rift Herald down. Once again, just no fight over the objectives.
yeah. Speaking of not
Massive
fighting.
team fight abilities. Just huge team fight abilities. I mean, Nature's Grasp. Freaking, what is it called? Moonfall? Just so big.
Yeah, I think so.
And
Uh,
yeah, I guess no. We're just
Overrated, I think, according
oh
to
yeah,
these two teams. Not a fan of it. So they're going to trade turrets across. I think bot lane was picked up first. I think Furia did get the extra first turret gold, and
good
they now
stuff.
have first completed items on all of their damage carries. We look at the other side, same story for them. We've got tools, we've got ults, we've got items. Could we maybe fight now, please?
It's got to be soon,
Maybe.
right? Yeah, there's just not much more by the way of scaling. I think you're going to get certainly out of Furia, but definitely out of Pain there too. I think the Victor maybe getting into the late game can have more of effect on team fights, but yeah, I don't know how much later you want to go. We have
Yeah, the Kate.
split the dragons up evenly across the rift, so
I'm hoping, I'm praying that we have a minute on the clock, Axeman, before these guys are going to have to fight. Because if you give away the dragon stacking at this point, especially if you're Pain, when you're already up in gold, don't give Furia way back into this game. The Infernal Rift could be devastating. As much as they don't like to use them so far, they do have a lot of damage ultimates and things they can use to leverage that. So they're going to have to contest at some stage. And like we said, they've got important items. Caitlyn now as well doesn't suffer as much in the mid game with the Bloodthirster into Infinity Edge track that is available on 13.1b. You don't have the Caitlyn mid game trough of Splits Pass. So hopefully someone is going to do something, and we'll I can't wait. I just can't wait, X-Men.
it's gonna be fun. We're all gonna watch it
It's going to be so
together.
good.
It's going to be a
Yeah.
great time. Stick around for that for sure. You're watching CBLOL English only on the CBLOL English channel. And we're going to spin the action up
Well, I
for you
swear
in
we have team
just.
fights. I swear we
We
do.
do.
You know.
If you, there'll be any second now. Oh, hey,
Oh,
here
here,
we
wait.
go.
Here comes an
Yeah.
ult, and it's missed everyone. Okay, no
Good.
one has been caught, and now they might just not fight because they whiffed the ult. So let's see if Pain are still wanting to contest. Looks like not. They're standing completely off screen and have given up the Drake, but they are going to Herald mid, so they will at least get some gold.
The Herald mid, they take down this mid outer turret. Good stuff to be sure. Hey, we got a team fight ult out, right? So it's kind of a team fight. It
I
did
feel like
hit
this is
Envy
just good
with
for
the
Pain
back.
now.
They just got
Wait,
2 turrets. Okay,
wait,
never mind. Pain end the game
Furia
here.
are. Wait, they're just gonna walk in. They're gonna end the Nexus. Yeah,
Yeah, the game's
Furia
over.
have just recalled, and they gave 3 turrets
Wow.
of gold away.
Holy cow. All right.
What?
Yeah, that's got to be top 10 most illegal things I've ever seen in my life. That's wow.
What's
Holy cow.
happening?
Hachi Machi. Okay. Yeah, Baron's not even up right now, and they took that inhibitor like it was just butter. Um,
That's insane.
no, not good at
This is
all.
wild.
Not good for Furia. Teleports
Uh,
in.
Are we okay? Well, 2 TPs for a flash. Once again, we'll check the math on that one. We'll get back to you. It's like,
Yeah.
when you're adding chess pieces and you're like, well, this rook is worth 5, but the bishop is worth 3, and we just don't really know. Oh, FNB, they're fighting. Axemen, they're fighting, and FNB has instantly
Oh!
dived under tower and sprinted it in a 1v3.
Hey, there we go. Now it's 2 kills to 1 kill. Exciting gameplay to be sure. Honestly, playing the slow game is probably just better League of Legends, I think. But um, giving up the objectives is a little kooky there. Sick dive from FMB, man. Just the
Just,
best. You got the hook shot
just
in.
huge.
You die instantly. Good stuff.
If the slower games were better League of Legends, then they wouldn't do tiebreakers based on game time, So I'd quite like to see them sharpen this one up. This is not looking great for both of these teams. I'm not loving the way anyone's playing this out. Pain Gaming, at least, do have some method behind the madness here. Like they have the Caitlyn Lux, they've got good pushing lanes. They don't have super hard engage beyond the Maokai ult. You know, Victor and Caitlyn Lux, they want to sit back and siege, that's fine, and they are winning on that side. So I don't want to fault Pain as much, but Furia, I'm not loving what I'm seeing here. They're not really using the tools they have, and the 2 times that they have, it's gone pretty bad.
Yeah, the engages have been subpar, to say the least here. Next big objective on Summoner's Rift will be the Baron. You see some good vision established from Furia, which is certainly a good start to any objective play. There is no
Hmm.
teleport available for FMBs on the other side of the map, so they have to get there the old-fashioned way. You see him pathing there now. Look for that opener from the hook shot into the Hextech Ultimatum. Onto a major carry. Could be a big play from FMB. Wiser taking somebody to the Shadow Realm.
We do have
Oh, here we
all of
go.
Furia stacked up, and Wiser opting into this 1v1, going all out, in
Whoa!
fact, and this fight splits across Envy, isolates damage, and jumps back to safety, finally. Our mid-Tristana friend with Envy here, getting this game broken open a little bit, as looks like FNB was able to escape the clutches of Wiser, but with Furia so grouped up here, I'm feeling more confident, Axeman. I feel like they're trying to do something, and Karaoke as well wants to fire back with the Nature's Grasp, catches onto one, two in fact,
Whoa!
as Dinkado steps forward to finish the job onto Redbird.
Nicely done there with the Airy finishing them off. Redbird goes down. They trade supports back and forth 1-for-1 across a sprawling play there. The all out came out and FMB freaked out. He was out of there for
Yeah.
sure. Did not
Yeah.
want to fight that one. That was spooky, man. Using the all out on a big long piece of terrain like that, while Envy's on the opposite side, going for the kill. That's a very split map, not an easy thing to play around. So interesting to see that just go down 1-for-1.
Yeah, good to see Envy finding the window there and getting the punish off and getting out alive, using the Tristana to its full effect with the Kraken stacked up. Here's a replay. We can see how he made that work onto damage at the side.
Yeah, so damage is just standing there, all innocent like. Bomb comes out, ult comes out. So much damage from the Tristana. Nicely
That was
executed from
so
Envy.
ballsy
He's
from
out of
him.
there. Yeah, really.
Straight into Dinkada, right? He just jumps on top of the 2v1 with his team can't follow up, just going, nah, I can probably do this. And he does. So love that.
Airy with the kill. Love to see Airy get some of the gold there.
Yeah. We need Ares KDA up on the
Do
screen at
need
some point.
Aries KDA all time across pro play.
All-time KDA leader, probably considering it can't die. It's probably the
Yeah.
greatest KDA of all time.
Well,
Is Airy
Titans
there?
still exists, but yeah.
Titans is probably actually the best. Ares is second behind Titan. That's what we say.
10.4 KDA is kind of nuts.
Yeah,
I
Airy could
blows me
never
away.
get a
Airy could
10.4
absolutely
KDA.
never. Might be the best
I mean, I'll
ever.
see Envy using the rest of that Tristana power on the split push now, shoving away with the explosive charge. Gets that top tower down. Another dragon coming up in a little bit, and Furia with the stacking lead, but a significant gold deficit here right now, and has been unable to find a big team fight thus far. Has found a couple of picks, but not gotten the comp together as one. And this time, looks like B-Boy is just going to start up himself. Furia not going to be rotating over to the pit anytime soon, it seems.
No, not anytime soon. Have we seen a fight over an objective yet? I
No, the
don't think we
karaoke through the
actually
Maokai ult, and
have.
then nothing happened was the closest we got, I
That was
think.
the closest we
Um,
got, and I guess that's my question. Really, is we're just shaking hands on these objectives. That it's not going to be that way over Baron, right? Like we're not just going to give him Baron without a fight.
Yeah.
Surely.
It's like they're shaking hands but not getting anything, you know? They're just like it's a terrible trade deal, Axeman. It's not great. I don't see what the reason was there. And it really doesn't feel like Furia are like at a weak point in their inventory wise. Like they've got two on Envy and Trigo, which is the main things. They've got the R button on Goot with a stopwatch. Like I feel like there's definitely room to still contest these things, even if they are down in gold. You can't just sit and give away the dragon stacking. Surely you need this to get back in the game.
That is another excellent point. We've been doing a lot of talking about not fighting and these big team fight junglers not really doing anything. Both junglers do have 100% kill participation, so they are helping out
What
more than
little is
anybody on the
happening,
map.
they are a part of it. Yeah.
Yeah, if anything is happening, it is certainly the fault of good and karaoke. I think more could be done, but um, they have done everything that has been done. So that's something.
Yes, they are. They are doing something at least, as we do see Trigo. Oh, does get an ult onto. Oh my goodness, damage! He just
Okay.
completely calculates it. That was the exact amount of damage needed to do the job.
Incredible job there from Good. Nope, not Good. Redbert to get the kill down. Really good stuff. Was it Good? Let me check. No, it was
Trigo,
Redbert. Yeah,
Trigo and Redbird. They landed the
Trigo and
chains of
Redbird
corruption and just
got the
nailed
Chains of
them. Yeah.
Corruption down, got the Empowered Karma Q down, and just enough damage. Yeah, able to get damage into the ground. Are they going to force the Baron? They will not. Take the reset, establish some vision, get back onto the Rift in the top side here, push out top lane, hopefully rotate onto the Baron pit.
Secure 2 items on FNB now with the Hydra, so there is that stacking element and a bit of a spike for Camille to play around. A lot more damage and some self-healing on the table. If they can isolate someone like B-Void and Kato, this Camille became a much bigger threat, I think. So maybe FNB can get back in the game, get off the ground here. As we do see Karaoke walks into another Chains of Corruption, and it's going to throw out the Nature's Grasp to lock up Trigo. Damage, throws the laser out. A lot of pain coming through onto Redbrook, but not enough for the kill. And on the other side of the river, the fight is breaking out. Fury contesting onto Weiser, but he is kind of making fools of him. And Goot with the ult, and
Whoa!
it whiffs! It doesn't even get a chance to go off. He completely evaporates before the Moonfall can land, as Pain Gaming will chase out the remainder of Furia.
Bad feels pretty bad.
Oh
Maybe the
man.
reason we don't see too many Dianas anymore, just not quite tanky enough to get that ultimate damage down. Perhaps why you see the Wukong and the Vi a little bit more often than this champion. Baron will fall here. I don't know if there's going to be a steal. There's a Varus Q in the works.
Oh, he's going forward for the Chains of Corruption again. Varus doesn't find it. Damage will be picked off, though, by FMB, and Envy jumping forward wants to make life a little difficult for Pain on the way out. As Furia, I think they're not quite sure if they want to commit to this one. I feel like this is maybe too much of a risk. If they can hold them until Goot gets there, he does have the ult about to come back up, but the Baron Empowered Recalls should make this a done deal. They will escape with the Baron. It was tricky, it was messy, but Pain, they do still walk away with it.
Walk away with it for the time being. See if we get a replay coming through in just a little bit. But yeah, Envy dealing a bunch of the damage there. Good, obviously, not dealing a bunch of the damage there. Got the sick ultimate off. That was like a 4-man ultimate, which is pretty cool. Somebody went golden to dodge the damage, but the rest of the team just decided, hey, we can just kill him, right? And yeah, they
Yeah.
super did. Did definitely kill Goot. He blew up almost instantly, and the remainder of the ults did not deal its damage. So it was
Yeah.
actually not really good. Dragging up in under the minute now. You see the setup coming through from Pain. They're fully controlling the enemy jungle and going to keep Furia off of this one. Maybe a so are we gonna consider that last one a fight? It just kind of was Good like flashing in, alting nothing, and then
Could have been
dying. I don't
huge.
I don't know if
Yeah.
that was a fight necessarily.
It does maybe doesn't quite qualify necessarily, since the ult didn't go off. He died with the stopwatch as well, so he has held on to that, and we'll have it again for what presumably is the next fight around this dragon coming up shortly if they're able to break through this Baron push. But he died with it up. Didn't expect to die as quickly as he did, and I didn't expect it either. So fair play as Pain Gaming. They are keeping this pressure up right now, going forward for the inhibitor tower. Drop the Nature's Grasp. Outcome the Caitlyn traps as well. Very difficult for Furia to break through this sieging wall, and you got to imagine this is going to be at least one inhib by the end of this Baron buff.
I would have to imagine so. Could even be two. They're going to drop back onto the dragon here after this play, Trajan, and drop back
Envy
onto
sick of
that.
it.
Yeah,
He's just
should
peacing out.
be. Yeah, Envy is just trying to push out mid. Do a little bit of damage control here on that particular lane. Trying to fix that situation up. They're teleporting onto it now.
Yeah, Decado does not want to give that lane up. Wants the TP in, uses the Baron buff to keep it empowered, and they will be able to keep control or more control of that mid lane, perhaps, as PNG head back to the Dragon. Looks like it's going to be, you know it, Axeman. It's another uncontested neutral objective, as Pain Gaming will walk away with their third buff of the game.
Really good stuff. Dragon Soul point coming through for them. And just waiting out the rest of that clock before they can pick it up. Not the biggest lead we've seen so far today, that 10K Fluxo game. It's probably
Hmm.
much bigger than this one, but certainly a commanding lead nonetheless. Difficult to contend with if you are the Tristana, I would say.
I have this sense that Furia could find, the fight they need to come back in if they can pick damage off again. If Envy gets a pick maybe onto B Void, they get kind of Diana and Tristana onto B Void and Kato and they pop them before a fight. It feels like there's a definite angle for Furia to break their way back in here, but time is running out now that Soul Point is there for Pain, now that there will be a Baron in a couple more minutes and they've got this, Baron inhibitor down pressure to play around. It's Again, the window is closing, but it does feel like there is a crack in it, and Furia can force their way through if they can just get this comp to kind of all show up to a fight and play together.
Goot waiting in the wings here. Got that sapling out there waiting for him. And they will take down this outer or this inner turret, excuse me. And yeah, just nothing really to be done. Looks like the game coming to a close here for Furia.
Yeah,
Nothing
this
making
has looked like Furia just can't find a foothold, right? They have not been able to put anything together. And Pain Gaming, this is more like, I guess, when Pain Gaming looks strong to me, this is when they look good. They're looking controlled. They're doing solidly in lanes. They're looking a bit more like Split 2 Pain Gaming, where you can't crack them open and exploit them really. And then they are very competent in terms of playing out the objectives and the team fights. So it's a very solid game from Pain. If they can wrap it up, of course, they've not won yet. And Furia definitely have champions that can break back into the game, but this would be certainly an encouraging sign from Pain if they can clean this one up.
I would say so. Some signs of life coming through for them
Yes.
in what has been a dark beginning of the split. Um,
Yeah,
Maybe
it has
turning
been grim.
things around in the middle split and making a run at playoffs. Um, could be the angle here for this team, but yeah, game's still going. They still got another game to play tomorrow as well. I think after Sunday we might feel more comfortable placing this team in a correct ranking, but um,
Yeah.
still
That's all you,
very
all you,
untested.
all you need from Pain is to make it the playoffs, right? Pain playoffs buff is massive. It is always just completely incomprehensible how much better they seem to get once playoffs rolls around. Whereas Furia do tend to be the opposite. They tend to have a bit of a playoffs nerf, but it might not even get a chance to get there if they go to 2-5 now with teams like Fluxo picking up these big wins, Pain outstripping them, and a lot of these new players. People like Los Grandes heading up at the top, Red Cannons looking back to old form. There's only 6 spots and a lot of teams that are going to be fighting tooth and nail for them. As Pain Gaming damage doesn't quite find the binding onto Envy. Furia have managed to get some control over this mid wave. Despite being down, despite having the Baron buff having just fallen off, they are still able to get a bit of map control back in their favor. And maybe they could find the pick they need to get this next buff online.
Big ultimates onto Trigo there. Final spark coming out. Now Pain Gaming are onto the Baron as they force Furia away. Look for the engage coming through here. It'll have to be Envy and Goot
Yeah.
in time together. A Moonfall will be a big cooldown for them to use.
Dude's got the flash. He's got the tools. He's got everything he needs. And this cannot be another uncontested objective. We got the TP in from FNB. Weiser holding it, actually running his way up. And Pain will just peel away. They've taken the TP and they'll just back away. Small advantage, yes, but nothing lost on their side.
Nope, nothing at all. Still the gold lead maintained for them and just wasted a bunch of time before the dragon spawns. Under a minute now until that final dragon in the pocket of Pain will mean soul for them. And Infernal Soul, very strong on this roster. Lots of bonus damage for the team. They will be looking forward to that for sure. They do have really strong control of the top side of the map. They might just give away this dragon for the Baron. We'll have to see.
Yep. You can see Weiser scoping out Envy there, forcing him to jump back to the team. Weiser is nigh unkillable, I would say, unless there are a lot of people wailing on him with the gargoyles. Almost 4 items completed on this Cassante. 1-0-0 has been having a stellar game, honestly, doing exactly what he needs to do. As Pain Gaming going to retreat back to the Baron Pit. They are going to give away control of the Dragon River to Furia, but if they want to offer the trade, that's still a worthwhile trade. Furia, they are not at soul point. 1 dragon isn't going to mean that much.
No, not much. Big flanks here from Goot.
He's looking for it. He's searching for it. Wants that angle. Wants to redeem himself from that previous river play. But Weiser has his number, chasing him out and takes his flash. That's an important tool off the table for this Diana. And Envy is rebuffed. The rest of Furia in tow as well. Pain, they can just rinse and repeat. Every time they pull this, they're getting summoners.
Getting big summoners. They're tearing down the Baron now. It's almost down here, Trajan.
He's going for it. He's got a way in. He's going to go for the steal. Not going to find it, though. And the Moonfall does catch him to Karaoke. But now, Furia, you have to win this fight. You're not going to find another chance, I feel. And Devy's in the back. He's got a reset. Doesn't find the second. Tinkado will find his opposite number. He'll take down Tristana, and he is untouched in the health department. It's a 2 for 2, but the Baron for Pain again.
Baron for Pain, they're going to run it down up top side. Teleport. Nope. Actually, they're just channeling the recalls. Well, one recall.
Got that TP.
The other two are coming back in. They're going to try and force in multiple waves across Summoner's Rift, set those waves up, and the teleports are all over the place. Weiser teleports bot, runs away as Dunkado teleports bot, resets, comes out of Dunkado? I don't know. Everybody's all over the map there for a second. Bot and top lane are pushed super far in for Pain, and they use that Baron empowered minions here. B-Boy trying to get out. I think he's dead.
We're chasing B-Boy while the dragon
There's no
is
flash ult?
I can't help but notice that they could have all just 3-man run to dragon and contested that instead of chasing the Caitlyn. But you still got to wait. And now FNB, hard committed, loses his flash. And now it's a soul for Pain. It's a Baron for Pain. And I think this should be all they need to sew this one up. The gold lead isn't massive, but they have got so much objective power on their side.
Yeah, really. Some issues in the macro there from Furia, but great macro from Pain. I think everybody resetting, teleporting for the dragon, good stuff. And yeah, good play. So far they're looking to push in the mid lane and force these inhibitors down. That will start the end of game scenario here for Pain.
Yeah, they've just got to walk it in. You know, they've just got to clean this one up nice and comfortably. I would expect them to be able to do this. I have seen this team play for several splits now, and historical data tells me they know how to execute this late game with everything in their favor. Yes, the start of the split has been rough in 2023, but this team still has years of experience to play with, and now they've just got to sew this one up. Furia, they need to go for the last-ditch play onto Ninkado. It's a good start. They'll get his stasis out. Not too much damage thrown back just yet. Victor has fallen. Envy maybe has room to make more of this play work as Karaoke's very low. Goot's been traded back. Weiser on the front line. Very tough to deal with. Envy dodges the final spark, but is still sent packing by B-Boy. Don't forget the Caitlyn, the 4-item Caitlyn. Very strong. One auto chunks almost the entirety of Envy's HP bar as he will be sent back to the fountain. 2 inhibs down. Furia trying to fight back. They won't go down just yet. There's a TP from Envy. Look at these resets on the table. If Justana can find one, they can find them all. They'll get onto damage, get away from the Everfrost, and one goes down. But alas, I told a lie. They won't be able to find any more.
Yeah, nice little pick on two. Damage there for Envy. Sucks he couldn't force that into the triple kill. The enemy team was just too fast running away, and you won't be able to pick that up. Here's the replay coming through for you once again. The Nature's Grasp on the angle was super sick. Cut off the egress here. Cut off the engage for FMB, which is super nice as well. And it really brought this team fight to a standstill. Weiser in on the backside there at the top of your screen. It's really nice. Ace in the hole connected onto FMB, which is good. Everything coming up for Pain Gaming, really well done there. Envy, oh, this is, yeah, it was going to be bad for Weiser if he stuck around any longer.
Yep. You can see the tide starting to turn there, and Envy hasn't completed that Lord Dom's net. You can see he's going back now, I imagine, just to complete that 4th item, and Weiser, as tanky as he is, standing up to Avaris and a Tristana. You're not going to survive too long the later this game goes. We have level 18 Envy. He is very strong, and he is kind of the catalyst for me of all of the good parts of Furia's game here. They haven't had too much to crow about, but Envy has been trying his damnedest to make this work.
Really has been. It's a really nice Tristana performance so far, but yeah, hasn't really had the opportunity to shine, I don't think. again, just the lack of fights, I think, is the biggest thing
Mm.
here. But um, that's kind of unfair. They just haven't taken any fights over big neutral objectives. Give up a lot of them for free. We're able to take a lot of them for free too, but at the end of the game here, they have lost the handshake war, and
Ooh, flank angle for FMB. They've got the push up here. The last inhib still stands. Trigo
Trigo,
aggressively positioning, walks into a laser and an ace in the
yeah, really.
hole. And FMB can't catch it in midair. One goes down, but Furia, you can't just let the game slip away like this. Goot has fallen as well, and Pain Gaming handed the win at the very end by Furia. Will go to 3 and 4 as they're locking the Furia members out of their own fountain. Pain Gaming, it was a very controlled performance from them, looking more like the Pain Gaming of old. Season not done yet for either of these teams, but Pain certainly looking in a better spot as Furia. They've got to go back to the drawing board. They are running out of time to right this ship.
This is the Pain Gaming that we know and love, right? A lot better performance from them here. I think a big part of our narrative was just kind of very